Hi everybody, Charis here, and I'm still in Santa Fe on this beautiful land off the grid, and there's so much going on. I mean, once you're unplugged from electronics, so much more time appears in your schedule, and there's so much more to do. And when you're out in nature like this, check it out. There's so much more to think about, and the amount of magical things that have been happening since I've been here is just ridiculous. And I have a hunch that magical things happen all the time. It's just that we're too distracted to notice. And I always know when I'm manifesting well because I'll look around and the world around me will be sparkly, like this rock is right now. So I want to tell you guys about just a couple magical things that have happened. And they were both 2 days ago. Actually, you know what? I have no concept of time right now. I'm not exactly sure when these things happened. But I know that one of them was 2 days ago, now that I think about it. I was coming back from the springs that I posted I think a Instagram video on. I wanted to do more because they were really magical, but Mercury's retrograde. I wasn't allowed to, so that was fine. We're going to more springs this afternoon, so I'll definitely post another video for you guys. Hot springs, do it. They're amazing. Anyway, so I was driving home, and Lilithia came to my mind because she was here at the house, and I was just driving, and all of a sudden I felt Lilithia's presence in my mind. And sometimes when I'm out and about, I'll get a little impression from her, like maybe if she's hungry or if she's missing me or wants to know where I am. I think probably sometimes when she wakes up, she kind of quests around for me, and I might be able to feel her. But it had never felt like this before. It was never just like zoop in my brain, And so I felt her, and then I started to tune in and say, okay, yeah, what's up? And she kept saying this word to me. And it's funny because I don't speak much star language. If you guys don't know what star language is, just Google it. It's this interesting thing that happens to people who have memories of lifetimes in other places, and sometimes we just want to speak in these languages that our left brains don't understand at all. It's definitely language, though. It's not just the same words babbling over and over. And some people are really good at it because they let it flow super easily. I have not let mine flow very well yet. It's still hampered by my inhibitions about, allowing my voice to take on characteristics that I have not trained it to do in this body in this lifetime. But one place where I do speak star language is with Lilithia. When we're playing, I just speak what sounds like gibberish to her, but it's always the same type of sounds, and she seems to react to it, so I don't even understand what I'm saying. The reason I'm telling you this is because she said a word to me that was in this language that I speak to her. And I know that this might sound bananas to some of you guys who don't know what this is, but do a little research. I'm not the only one doing this stuff. So I hear this word in my mind, and it took me a while to be able to understand what it actually was, and it sounded like rakatur, like Rakatur, rakatur. It took me a while to get it, and then to figure out some type of English approximation phonetic spelling. I don't know. But then I was trying to figure out what it was that she was trying to tell me, because she's saying this word over and over, super excited, rakatur, rakatur. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I started getting impressions of what the word meant. Okay, so is it a name, like a family name, like a last name? Because her last name is my last name in this incarnation, so I didn't see how that would make sense. And then it was kind of like, no, maybe a clan name. And then she started telling me, well, it's like me, but it's not. It's not me. It's not the same. And then she just sent me a picture, which made sense. And there was a mountain lion here, because there are mountain lions on this land. I mean, obviously, right? And she had been sitting at the window inside, and there are these huge windows because there's passive solar heating in this house. And she'd been sitting at it, and a mountain lion and she were looking at each other through the glass. And the emotion that she sent me was, well, this thing is like me, but it's not me, and I think it might eat me. But I'm brave, but I'm glad there's glass here. And that just came out of nowhere. And so then, of course, the next day, the person who owns this property and who lives a little ways away in his own house says, yeah, there are definitely lots of mountain lions around here. And another friend of mine who lived where you guys are staying for the week, they lived there for 2 years, and one of their cats got eaten by a mountain lion. So that would all make sense. And it was just interesting. And I've never had such clear telepathy with Lilithia from so far away before in that way. So it just goes to show how magical this land is. Another thing I wanted to tell you guys about was just something that happened last night. And this is something that anyone can do. Anything I say, anyone could do. There's nothing special about what I do other than that it just happened to occur to me, and I don't think about it before I just do it. And then it's normal. And then after that, I find out it's not normal. And then after that, I meet people and find out that it's normal again. Anyway, so one of the things that I decided yesterday, as I was taking a complete day off and just had a day full of dancing out here in nature and singing to the winds and laying around and sleeping and reading books and just having a day of much needed nothingness, which I'm not very good at all, because I'm definitely a workaholic. What I got at the end of the day was a remembrance of a time when I was about 2 years old. My father told this to me, and then the next time I asked him about it, he forgot about it. So I think it was just for me to know. Although I have spoken to him about it since. I was raised in a very fundamentalist religion. He and my mother were both raised in it as well. And so when this happened, without being able to explain it, a fear response came. So apparently, because everything was demonism, if it wasn't, explainable by that particular religion's interpretation of the Bible, right? So I was glowing one day. My aura was very yellow and very obvious and bright. And my dad saw it. And it scared him. Because if it's unexplainable and it's something multidimensional, it's demonism in this school of thought. So he felt the shock of it and then fear. And I remember crawling and feeling him and feeling his fear and going, shoop, you'll scare people that you love if you do that here. Don't do it here. And I've never been able to glow since. And then yesterday I was laying in bed after I'd been napping all afternoon and reading and just being a amazing lazy bones. I had that come back to me and I was like, you know what? To hell with it. I'm going to shine. Why not? What'll happen? If people want to be afraid, which I don't think they actually will, then let them. That's their choice. And I felt the meridians along the edge of my body and all in my aura kind of open. And it didn't feel like a pushing out of energy. It just felt like a relaxation of like a tight muscle. And I felt this light start to emanate from me. And I didn't think it was physical, but I don't know, who knows, eventually it might be. We are talking rainbow skin lately, and I know people who glitter a lot. So this is not something I think that's that far. And if you research the Ascended Masters, people who figured out what humans are here to do, they glowed. And that's what halos come from, is seeing the light emanating from them. One of the ways that halos are in mythology, that is. I think there's more than one. Anyway, so I don't know what's going to happen. I just know that I made that decision and it felt really good, and it felt like, why did I think of doing this a long time ago? But I think I just had to get to the right resonance and vibration, and I also had to let my mind rest, because I'm not good at that. I know you guys know what I mean, especially when you're getting inspiration all the time. Today I asked this land what it wanted. This morning as I was meditating after I did yoga on this beautiful rock, I asked the land what it wanted, and it said to be used for sacred action, because this place has been built as kind of it feels like a temple out here. The man who built it, who we're going to interview and put a video up because he's incredible, it's obviously he wants it to be kind of a sacred space, and the land is very happy about that. And it told me all this info the day I got here about how no one's lived on here for a long time, and then now that people do and are using it for sacred space, the land is totally down. I'm very excited. So anyway, that's what's going on here. This has been a bit of a long-winded video, and I apologize, but being in nature like this shifts your brain waves, so I've been more tangential than usual. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing beautifully well. I hope you're enjoying October. Mercury's retrograde, and I find that coming off the grid is a fantastic way to deal with that, because there's no technology unless I go really out of my way to use it, so I'm just kind of escaping. So I'd recommend experiences like this to anyone who wants them. They exist. Not that far from you. You just have to find them, because they're there. Okay guys, here's a view of the valley. This is where I come to yoga and meditate every day, and they've been telling me that I need to come and do like dance meditations at night under the stars, but it's cold, and so I haven't quite worked up the oomph to do that yet, but I will. Alright, much love. Go in peace. Talk to you again very soon.